Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Riza, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, the Let's Play adventure, taking us all around the world and back again, where we've just returned to complete Out of the Shadow. We gotta go speak with Otto, or maybe we're starting Out of the Shadow? Was Out of the Shadow the last thing that we were doing? I can't remember. Maybe that's the quest that we started as a result of having defeated Kupka, because we went and we fought King Koopa. And it was an interesting fight. Parts of it had me really hooked, and I was very impressed. And parts of it had me thinking that maybe this is a little bit boring, drawn out, and tedious. But, you know, there was no universal constant as far as I'm concerned. Jill's back on her feet. Love to see that. Hopefully she's doing well. We need to find a way to cure her.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
It's an interesting way to say he's dead.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
Who can say?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
He looked awful when we left.
Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movements since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian.
Thank you. I will.
Should we do that right away, or do we have anything else going on around here? Doesn't appear as though there's any sort of side quests. I did notice that there's probably new stuff up on the board to have a look at here. I wish we could just look at the board without having to interact with this oddball. He sort of irritates me a little bit. He's got a lot of attitude, which I don't need from my cute critters. Holy smokes! No, there's a lot of new things on the board. Check this out. We got a Hill to Die On, Soul Stingers, a Grim Malkin, the Nine of Knives, the Breaker of Worlds. That one sounds intimidating. That's an S rank. I'm gonna say no to an S rank. B's and C's, sure. A's are a little bit difficult. S rank, we might wait on that one. Well, we'll do that later, possibly. For right now, let's talk to Vivian and see what the situation
the
is.
conquering hero returns, and with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
Very same.
Ridiculous
But
name.
whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave, as did his men, slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus?
No,
One can
but
often
I'm
be
sure
led
you're
astray
going to tell
by
me.
focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map?
Okay, but wait, how is that relative to the story? Like, you're not going to tell me the old fable?
The kingdom of Walud claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang?
That's what
Only
I'm
to make
wondering.
No attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed. It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloed standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalist betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Wonderful, we will do that. I should note, for those of you watching, the actual video that's being recorded right now, there's this fun thing that happens at 7 o'clock every day, where I will get a notification from Stream Elements letting me know that any of my channel members who have been ongoing for a while, if they happen to be renewing on that day, automatically usually, it pops up and blares horns loudly at me. So big shout out to Purple Lemons and Murillo Rodelli for your continued support. 2 months at the Fable tier for Murillo, thank you, and 8 months on the Otherworldly tier from Purple Lemons. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for terrifying me. It's a lot of fun, though. Also, I noticed that she's got a little mark above her name, meaning we could find out more if we wanted to. I'm good. I feel like we can give that a pass. I'm glad that we figured out that that's what that little mark means, though, because I had wondered it. Not wandered as in, like, we're wandering around, but wondered it. As in, like, I'm in a state of wonder, or I'm questioning something, I'm wondering something. We're going to go up here first, and we're going to work our way that way. And the reason is we got to go to the blacksmith anyway, because I have a feeling we've got what we need to build an upgraded sword, which is of paramount importance if we're going to go out and fight a whole bunch of monsters at some point. Although I might do that off camera.
Clive,
it's not super
have you come
entertaining.
seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying.
Where do these kids come from every time?
He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Please tell me you've learned something.
No. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
Well,
I saw him. With my own eyes.
yeah.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has.
Joshua's seen him as well.
He reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
Like an AI or an alien.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Hopefully he does actually come up with something useful. He also has a mark above his head, but it's probably just so if we wanted to talk to him and learn some more details about the world, we could, and I'm not particularly pressed on that matter at the current moment. So instead we're going to go over and talk to Karen of the famed Karen's Stall of Stuff.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Trying to turn my phone off without looking at it, and I'm doing a very poor job. Actually fully turn it off, not just put it on Do Not Disturb or anything, but turn it off to the point where zero distractions. I should have just left it in the other room. That's what I need to start doing. Blackthorn, buddy, I've got some news for you.
Do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Right, but first let's see if Blackthorn here has anything new waiting for me.
What do you want?
Buddy, what have you got? We can build the Enhancer +1, which is only modestly better when it comes to attack. I mean, 15 up is actually pretty impressive, so it is a better sword than what we currently have. And it definitely seems like that's what we're going to want to build. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that. It's using the earth. It's just outright building a whole new sword.
No
that was the weird
scratches,
thing.
right?
Yeah, equip the newly crafted item, and then can we make it better? Okay, well that's a pretty good upgrade there. What about crafting all new? Yeah, no, I didn't figure we would find anything that was going to be a great improvement over what we already got. I think when we did his little side quest previously in the game, that put us well ahead of what we're going to get standard for just like progressing the plot. So it's a good thing that we did that, because I think we've got really good armor now as a result. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and stock up. Oh, apparently we're good to go on everything but the stone skin tonic. Interesting, I hadn't realized that we collected all. Oh, you know what? No, I do know that. Because remember, the Kupka fight involved being in our Ifrit form, so they didn't use potions. And I think we did top off on potions before we left. Yeah, it all's coming back to me now. A bit of time has passed since then, a whole day at least. So, hi Otto.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Something like that.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tong down in that workshop of hers. trying to do her father proud. But I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Oh.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
This is perfect because this gives us an opportunity to find out what the heck she's doing there. Maybe she'll sell us some stuff and then we'll take her to the grave. I do wonder where Sid has been buried. I don't know. Would it be here? Would it be at the old place, the old hideaway? I don't really know if I want to go back there. So many bad memories. It got smashed. I don't know if it still exists anymore. Also, did we carry his body out of there, like, what, over our shoulder or something?
Soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now.
That sounds like
I've
an
got to get this
excuse.
thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack.
Sounds like a
And this is...
air
for-
conditioner.
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen.
Never mind.
The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in.
Is it just a
I
big
may
heat
have
sink?
already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts making. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides, that stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
All right. Whoa. Wait. Whoa. No, never mind. It came up and said speak to mid, but then that immediately got crossed out, and that was the cause of my confusion. But yes, we'll go talk to Blackthorn. Is this going to be a series of small fetch quests? I'm not upset about it. I don't mind it. I did think we were going to go find out where Sid was buried, but maybe we don't find that out till later. I also thought we were going to try to find a way to convince her to go with us. When she first mentioned where they were building the ships, I thought, oh, well, there's our hook, right? We'll tell her, would you like to see the hull? We can swing by there on the way, but that didn't quite pan out. Also, are we going to get there and his body's gone because he's been resurrected and turned into, a cyborg man, and we're going to have to fight him? Or maybe he's been imbued with too much ether, and he's become, evil undead Sid? Because that would be an interesting twist, but I don't know if it would be a good one. It would just be interesting. It'd be something for us all to talk about for the years to come.
Out with it.
It's for mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. I'd spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Tates.
What a concept.
Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy, though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin-Otto in here, will you?
All right.
Just getting a whole gang together here, aren't we? Do they have any skill at blacksmithing, or are they just going to stand around and hold heavy things?
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up.
I want to go get
One of us will probably give
Stardust.
you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
I want to find out what Stardust is, because it sounds like either it's meteorite remnants, or possibly it is... Okay, so we've got like two different... Speak with Blackthorn, letting off steam part 1, and then... Wait, do we already have the materials?
You going after the Stardust then, are you?
Yes.
Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Ooh. Oh, we're bringing Gav. Gav never gets to go on the adventures. Gav always gets left behind, and I feel bad for him. He's also missing an eye, which is unfortunate. So I say let's bring him on the journey to find... It could also be like an alien metal, because I'm still convinced aliens.
Gav,
but
you're with me.
I'm okay if it's not. But aliens.
All right then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
I mean, we could just
I'll meet you by
go
the river.
together.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of this stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting him fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
It's not weird for it to be aliens, and it's not entirely out of the question either. You know, it's been aliens in other Final Fantasy games, keeping in mind the only other one I've ever actually played was Final Fantasy VII, but spoiler alerts, that was aliens, as it happens. It's good we're heading back here as well, because there's a side quest. I noticed there's also a side quest up here, but that's a problem for us to deal with later. For right now, we're heading to the Dalamil Inn, where we... Do you think they're still going to remember the time that we wrecked the place? Do you reckon that girl is still standing outside saying, like, hey, could you come back later? We're still trying to clean up after you wrecked the place. Should we go ahead and just, like, involve ourselves in this? Oh, hold on, wait, is she... Oh, it is open! Is she going to recognize me, though? Is she going to want to talk to me?
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friend's pockets might be.
Okay, she remembers us, and she's still on about it. Goodness, let's actually stay away from there, because we might actually need to go there at some point. If we get ourselves banned just being goobs, it's not going to be good.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss.
I will help you bake.
Will you see if you can find him?
That's not what I wanted. I wanted a baking minigame. I want minigames in my games again. Like the good old days.
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Okay, I mean, I guess we can use your loaf. I suppose we can prioritize that. But that means he's like way the heck over there and just not at all in the direction we need to be going. So let's go ahead and we'll actually prioritize the main story for the time being. And we'll go deal with that situation later. And I forgot what I was saying when we arrived here or where I was going with it. Something about aliens? Final Fantasy VII, the only other Final Fantasy game I've played.
Looks like I found the river.
Okay, I played some Final Fantasy VII adjacent ones, but spoilers for Final Fantasy VII, Jenova's an alien. That's the whole point of the game. She crash-landed and was like, hello, I'm Jenova. You're gonna dislike me a whole lot, and people did. Lest we forget, she was quite unpleasant. Hey, Gav, what's up?
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
I don't see any.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
I don't feel like a competition is in order here. I think we ought to just do what we can. Can I hop in the water? Oh man, can you imagine being able to take a lovely swim here, maybe dive, collect things off the bottom of the river? They're not going to allow it, but can you imagine if they did? I've played Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII adjacent games. I'm pretty sure 10, though, is about time travel. There could be aliens in that, maybe interdimensional beings. 10-2 is about a girl band, I think. No one likes
So
13.
this is Stardust.
That's what I know about 13.
It just looks like black sand to me.
11 and 14 are both online games. That's the extent of my knowledge on Final Fantasy. 8 is about a school of soldiers. I played the first maybe 2 or 3 hours. I liked it, but I got distracted with other things. I probably need to go back to it. I might probably love it, considering how much I like 7, and it's pretty similar to 7 in terms of the actual like gameplay structure. The story is obviously different, but I liked where it was going. I would have invested more time in it if I just hadn't gotten distracted with other games. I hear that 9 is like a sleeper, and it's actually really good. So I probably might ought to play that at some point. And then, I don't know about going back before 7. I never hear anyone talk about the first 6 Final Fantasy games. I don't know if they're great or terrible. I don't know if people love them or hate them. I genuinely have no clue whatsoever what the current consensus on those is.
Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Yeah, we better go check on Gav to make sure he's not about to lose another eye. That's the problem with bringing him on adventures. You can't trust him to take care of himself. Bless his soul, he does his best, but look, he's about to get eaten by a gator.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win.
We have an unfair
Might
advantage.
even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
What's up, man? You kind of sweet on a girl or something? What's you kind of sweet on Clive? I don't know. It could go either way, honestly.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Well, says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Is that it? Is that our whole conversation?
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
See, I was sort of hoping that this would lead into him being like, while we're here, you need to take a break. Hop in the water, swim around a little bit. Look for things on the bottom of the river, and then we'd unlock a whole new ability. We could go back to all the bodies of water we'd been to before and swim across them now and dive into them and do some exploring. Maybe we could even head over to the baths over here that are completely off limits to us for some arbitrary reason that I'm unsure of. But that's not what's happening, and that's okay. What we're actually going to do is... Oh my gosh! Oh no, we can... I was going to say, is there absolutely no way to get closer to here? But we can. We can go all the way down here to the Jaw. We'll travel to this obelisk, and then we'll head back up and see if we can't find the young lad and see what he's up to here. And of course, we're going to travel via Chocobo, because walking on foot would be just absolutely insane considering the journey. What's going on around here? There's all kinds of weirdo monsters, and there's stuff to be picked up on the ground, but is it any good? It's just Gil. I don't want to fight these guys, and I'm not going to, but I am going to run past them just to see. It's some more Still Silk. Okay, I thought maybe there'd be some, like, region-specific drops on the ground, but it seems like every region just kind of has the same things. And we've yet to find a use for Steel Silk. What is this guy? What's your story? Oh, shoot!
Thanks, Gil.
Wait a minute! This is the guy! This is the 9 of Knives! Oh, I'm not ready for that. Well, I mean, we're stocked up on potions. I guess we're as ready as we're ever gonna be for this sort of an encounter. Come here, you. Go into a tornado and see how you like it. You're not going to. Based on what I've understood. I've never been in one myself, but they seem unpleasant.
Your feasting days are over.
Absolutely. Feasting days? I'm sorry? Is that what he does? Does he eat people? I didn't really read the description at all. Is he a cannibal? I don't like him, if that's the case. He's real bad at what he does. He just does flips. He's actually, like, not managed to damage us at all so far. But to be fair, he has been inside of a tornado the whole time. Okay, well, that's just weird. Oh, I'm sorry, are we asleep? What had happened there? Did he poison us to the ground? Hold on. There we go. Okay, we're gonna hit him with some big Titanic counters. Oh, brother! How did he... I was Titanic countering him! Ah! I don't know what that sound was I just made. All right, hold on. I'm ready for this. We're gonna give him the big punch. Oh, you son of a gun. How dare you? I'm about to give you the big punch. Hold still. Oh, we missed him entirely with the big punch. This is actually a challenge. Okay, I think we technically hit him there. Enough time to do that.
To me, boy.
We're just getting desperate here. I'm just pulling out every move that I've got. This is not what I wanted to do when I went to the desert. If I'd known he was over here, we might have, like, gone on a different, like, route. There we go. I actually managed to get the guy staggered. We've not died in a really long time. I can't even remember the last. I think we've only died once in this game, as while fighting spiders, like a bunch of pathetic losers. And I don't want to die now. We've been doing good so far. So I'm going to try to actually avoid that. See, even if you'd, like, managed to do that, he's immediately, like, throwing all these weirdo punches and stuff at you. I mean, they're not weird, but they're pretty normal, standard punches that most people would be using. I'm just saying, you managed to actually get, like, 2 hits in on him with your titanic fists, and then he's back to doing this nonsense. It kind of means that all you can do is just, like, dodge him. And try to avoid him. Okay, so as he's standing up, we're actually gonna land this attack on him. He walked away! This tornado is, like, very consistently able to deal damage to him. Oh, you gosh darn son of a... Oh, we're gonna die! Every time I charge this up, every time. Every time, as soon as I hit the button, he's already jumping away from me. Oh! We're so close. We're so close! Just get a combination stomp in there, just to really spite him. Oh, but he did kick us down again. Just start throwing things at him. Just start throwing spells. Just in desperation. Just avoid him and throw spells at him. He's gonna jump out of the ground and do that, and then we're gonna run up and just actually hit him with this for the first time ever. And then pull him down, and then while he's down and he can't move, we're gonna do this again! And actually land it. Notorious Mark Slain. Who was that? I wasn't even paying. I don't know anything about him. We got 10 grand out of the deal. Enough to get our potions back, thank goodness. But still. Man. We just kind of ran into
Those
that.
who kill for sport deserve no better.
I agree. I'm 100% in agreement with you. Do you reckon that's why the kid went missing? He spotted him from where he was hanging out up here, just having a time. That's him over there. Yeah, he couldn't leave because he was going to get killed by that guy. We've dealt with him now, so he can go home if he wants to. And thank heavens we got some more sharp fangs. I was very worried that we're going to start eating to our sharp fang supply as soon as we figure out what the heck to do with them. Hey there, you. How are you doing? Having a good time? Just hanging out? Sorry about
Excuse
this,
me.
by the way.
What do you want? The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I?
Possibly. I don't know much
Not a
about you.
baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin, but I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am.
Oh, brother.
She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Hi, Lucas Kits. Welcome to the live recording. How are you? Thank you for that. Hold on. Where'd the battle horn go? Appreciate it. That one.
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Yeah, like a pie shaped like the fang.
I'm a baker, not a... You know, you might just be right. What a fool I've been! I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You've opened my eyes.
Okay. Fang-shaped pies was a very good suggestion. Little did we know.
Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
I was expecting this to be a young lad, like a wee boy, based on the description that was given. But no, it was a grown man. That's kind of like when people say, hey, you know, it's like they're talking about their like 30-year-old child. They're like, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. He's not. He's 30 years old. He got drunk and he ran into the side of a Wendy's. He's not a good kid. He's a failed adult and you're a failed parent. Accept that.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
Is it a pie? It's got the right shape.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself.
But what is
her
it?
steeple peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals!
He
Master,
really took this to heart.
I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
You're welcome. I'm not even going to point out that in the timeline of the game, Drake's Fang fell like a couple of days ago, and it's already been enough to cause this young man to, have to leave there, get a job here, go through a crisis of identity, get depressed, stare at ruins, I don't know what I'm going to do with a goblin coin. I'm just happy that we were here to help out, because
Dusan,
who
I
knows
know
what
you're
might have
king, but do
happened.
you have to use
Now, let's see. If we open up our map, we could go back now and continue our actual quest line. Or, and hear me out on this, because this is optional, we could go to Lost Wing, a place that I'm tired of being, but we've not been there in a while, and we could do another side quest. So we don't really know anything about what this quest is going to be. We have no idea what the setup is, or what we should be expecting. It looks like it is from the actual, like, keep, the barkeep back here. So it could be, like, fun and food or alcohol related. How you doing, Quentin?
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
All right.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched.
It's the Shadow Men, yeah.
It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous.
That or everyone's taking weirdo drugs and seeing shadow people.
Trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
I'd love to.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
I mean...
All right. I will.
Is this going to be like a funny quest? Because I feel like it might be leading up to... Like, there's just some funny, kooky, Looney Tunes-esque character out there hanging out in the woods. Haha, real funny. Or is it going to end up being, like, really dark? Is there going to end up being, like, beastmen or something living in the woods? Ready to consume the flesh of the innocent? It could go either direction, and I'm looking forward to both. I'd like a laugh, though. This game's not been nearly as funny as the one other Final Fantasy game I've played. 7 Remake's got great humor, okay?
Something on your mind?
There is, actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you.
But you know what I'm talking
the
about.
Rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
Where are they hearing the rumors
Thanks
from?
Anyway.
Is this something where one person, like, saw a dog out in the woods and said, hey, I saw something weird and shadowy moving about, and then that got passed on and passed on and passed on from person to person to person to where now it's been inflated to the point of, like, yeah, there's an army of demon people living in the trees, but it's not. It's just one guy saw it. It wasn't even a dog. It was a fox. But it was dark, and the sun was set, and the moon was at a weird angle, and, you know, you can't really see probably, like, is that some kind of a dog moving over there? And then the next thing you know, the whole village is convinced that there's a whole army of shadow people getting ready to consume their flesh. And what do you do in that situation?
Excuse me. Quentin mentioned strange figures having been sighted near the village. Have you seen anything?
Nah, not me, Gov. I heard the rumours, though.
See, everyone's heard rumors.
Stayed right next to the gate, and I ain't seen nothing out of the ordinary. Don't worry. Any shady characters try and slip into town this way, and I'll soon come running. And shouting, most likely.
I like how honest he is.
Thank you.
He knows who he is, and he's not ashamed of it, and I appreciate that. Now, as to how to fight an army of shadow people, because I did pose the question, what do you do in that situation? Get a flashlight, make sure you have plenty of extra batteries, maybe an extra flashlight that you can use the backup flashlight while you replace the batteries in the first flashlight, and then also maybe like a glow stick, just in case you get into like a real emergency situation. Have you seen anyone, or have you just heard the rumors?
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
Heard the rumors.
But I've heard.
Yeah, I told you!
Sound of scraping metal.
Oh.
Like someone sharpening a sword.
Or like a dog scratching a piece of scrap metal.
Norbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it. Screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me. And I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you.
That's the only confirmation of anything we've actually received. Everything else has been like, no, I've heard the rumors of people seeing stuff.
What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate?
I don't feel like you're really going to give me an option, Clive. I feel like
won't
that's...
help me here.
Ambrosia would help us here. Well, that's fine. Hey, buddy, you got anything to say? He has nothing to say. Maybe if anyone's going to see shadowy people out in the woods, it's going to be the guy that stands next to the gate and stares into the woods all day. And he's only seeing them because he's been doing this for the last 40 years. And your brain just starts playing tricks on you after a while. If you don't believe me, tonight when you get in bed, after about 10 minutes, kind of sit up and stare into the corner of your room. Tell me you don't start seeing weird things just because now you're thinking about it. All of a sudden, that pile of clothes, that's a monster coming to eat your flesh. What?
Fuck! He's seen us.
Wait.
Get them before they escape.
No, those are just people. Wait, these are actual people.
Black shields.
This isn't funny at all, nor is it a demon quest, which is unfortunate, because that's certainly what we were hoping for. I don't know if we were hoping for it, it's kind of what we were anticipating.
All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Who is talking right now? Is it one of the guys inside of the Twister? Because I don't think any of them are talking right now. All they're doing is making the sounds of being in great pain. You know, making the sounds of being in great pain. You know how English works. And we're also throwing, like, orbs of energetic rock at them, which is good. Alright, this will finish them off, though. Watch this. Beautiful. Oh, wait, what? Who is this? Where are you coming from? Come here, you. I've got a special gift just for you. Gosh, dang it, you gotta be kidding me right now. You gotta be just shrekking me right off. How? Honestly, though, but how? That's fine. That's alright. Oh, okay, they've got a healer. Where is he at? Which one is he? Wait, which one is he? He's not one of these three. These three are all basically the same. Is this guy? One of these guys has got to be, like, marginally different. Hold on. Which one of these is it? They both just look... It's that guy. I figured it out. Oh, yeah, he's got a staff and everything. Yeah, no, this is the one we need to be on the lookout for. Look, while they're still on the ground. Big punch to death. That's how you got to do it. You got to get them in a position where they can't do anything. That was a perfect parry. And gosh, but I wish that we had figured out how to time those perfectly. That time was easy. I wasn't trying, but also, like, that was the biggest wind-up I've ever seen for an attack in the history of humanity. I don't know if you could have seen that coming any further away. I feel like the attack on Pearl Harbor was a bigger surprise, and that wasn't a surprise. We knew it was coming. We absolutely knew where the missing Japanese fleet was and where they were going. The U.S. government, they let it happen because they wanted to get dragged into the war, and they needed an excuse, and they let all those people die. And they say, trust the government. Trust them about as far as you can throw them, and they're very large, so you can't throw them very far. So that's what I'm saying is don't trust the government, all right? Everything in human history has taught me not to. You're a fool if you do. What are we talking about? Final Fantasy.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lost Wing?
It seems likely. Why warn Quentin? We can just go, like, deal with them ourselves. We are a one-man army. We can wipe out any invading force. All we have to do is plant ourselves in front of this gate and yell, "Hey, come at me! Yeah, let's go!" You're gonna make me get off my chocobo here now, aren't you?
From here.
No, we could also ride. I'm just throwing that out there, Clive. It would be very easy to get into town if we were on the back of a chocobo, and we would look quite impressive doing so. Can you imagine just sauntering into town here on the back of a big, beautiful, a white-winged chocobo and just saying, "War's coming! I took care of it." I mean, we took out like 6 guys. So maybe we didn't actually take care of the whole war situation, but 90% of it. The numbers aren't important, or the exact details don't need to be very specific. We basically... Hey, Quentin, how you doing?
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
We actually found some. They weren't shadow
black
people.
Shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black Shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for.
Really?
And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back.
I wish you luck in that endeavor.
Back we shall.
I will let you know. We took care of it.
You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lost Wing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth.
I would love for you to tell me the truth. No one ever does that.
I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did, in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral.
Oh, I read ahead.
He had my entire family slaughtered.
Oh my gosh!
He faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position.
Why is he staring into our soul while he tells the
the
story?
That any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm all about.
My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
This is kind of epic. I was hoping we would get a side... Oh, quest complete. I was hoping we would get a side quest that turned into a series of side quests. Because I love a good, like, series of side quests in a game where you get all invested in these minor characters and their lives. We got 50 sharp things! Why, though? What am I meant to do with them?
To change his mind.
No, nor should we. Can we, like, go to war with him? Are there any more quests in the region? There aren't. What about on the big map? There aren't. So this is something we're probably going to come back to later, and that's all right. Let's go back to the hideaway. We were doing things there anyway before we got distracted. That's entirely on me. Right. Here we go.
This is all Blackthorn needs.
I hope so. Hopefully the other guy made it back okay. Not Gav, but the other guy. Yes, there he is. Good. Otto is his name. I didn't even need to see that. I just remembered it.
Blackthorn. Got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. It beats sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
We look very angry as we say that. Just throwing that out there. We look very frustrated as we express that sentiment. Goblin coin, black blood, gill bug.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
I wish I could. That would be a great game mechanic. Some games have that. Xenoblade Chronicles X has that. If we want to go out on an adventure, we should be able to just walk up and be like, do you want to go with me? And then invite them to go on the journey. That would be fantastic. I would love that. The ability to just pick a partner to go on a quest with us. We don't check this out often, do we? Well, let's go report back to mid. Maybe we'll do that here in a minute. I believe that you can replay previous story segments and get prizes and whatnot. And I don't really know if there's any reason to do that. Like, maybe there's some super unique gear locked behind that. I should look into it. I should look into that for next time, because that could be a lot of fun. If it turns out that there is a great benefit to replaying previous chapters. I'm not saying I would necessarily do that for a video, because I don't know if rewatching content twice would be of peak interest, but maybe, you know, stream it with the channel members or something. How are you doing there?
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
Shop things.
The helm, of course.
Need 40,000 of them.
For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need.
That's
What's
super
the name back there? I'll give you all
convenient.
details.
What's her name? Right.
I would love for that to actually be her name. Like that candy bar? Is it a whatchamacallit or whatever? Whatever it's called? Is that what it's called?
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Her name is Helena.
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat.
Absolutely.
That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force.
Of course.
Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now,
Okay.
were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand.
I love this character.
We might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
I think I might like Helena. She's quite funny. Letting off steam, part 2. Helena, where did you go? Don't walk away before you've heard one word I said. It's a song. I think it's just called Helena. I can't remember the rest of the lyrics. So what you're telling me here is that we could have definitely just waited to go to Lost Wing now and did the side quest now. But that's all right. Maybe the next part of the side quest is not going to be ready for us when we arrive, unfortunately. It's a fun thought. It's a fun idea in theory.
Taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Oh, wow. They're actually preparing for war. It's kind of cool. Okay, so we need to go up here and then around down. Wait, no, and then around. So leave Lost Wing proper. Head like we're going to Caer Norvent. And in order to do that, we've got to go over here and get up on that bridge. It's kind of a little bit tricky to find one's way around here. Whoa, the whole place is like abandoned. properly abandoned. They are
What you have to
actually...
do.
I won't let you down.
That his lordship's vultures should be found circling the village can mean only one thing. That he means to strike at us before we can strike at him. There is no time to lose. The final stage of our plan must be put into motion.
This is nuts. That this is actually happening. That they have actually started to evacuate the city.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Oh my gosh. It's so cool! And we can't be a part of it right now, because we have to wait till some arbitrary thing has happened in the main story to unlock the next side quest. That's okay. I'm not mad. We need to be focusing on building a massive steamboat anyway. So, I don't think it's a steamboat necessarily, is it? It's powered by a mithril engine, so I don't know if that is an engine built from mithril, or if that is an engine that burns mithril, or if that's just like a classification, right? Like a gold-rated power supply is not a power supply built from gold. A mithril-rated engine. Like, you got different ratings of engine, right? So you got mithril. 80 plus is basically useless. 80 plus mithril, though. That's the highest quality engine you can get. And 80 plus mithril titanium. I'm just doing word salad now. I'm not sure what I'm saying. I'm just filling in the emptiness so that it doesn't seem like I'm just running through a forest now and nothing's happening. I'm just trying to fill the void. If I don't fill the void, I'll have to edit this and add in like a clock wipe, and that'll take a whole 2 seconds during the editing process versus just letting it play out, which will take much longer. It's actually worse for me to do it this way. It would have been better if I'd stopped talking and then just clock wiped, and instead, for some reason, I just kept going. A quest destination nearby. Are you the individual in question here who's like, what? Hello? Are you the person that we don't want to be? Helena, wait. I did not expect you to be here.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Is this going to be a real threat, or are we about to find out that she's, like, scared of birds or something like that? Also, how are we planning on moving these ruins? Hello? Any beasts? I see a chest down there.
Anybody home?
I think you gotta say it a little bit louder than that, Clive. What you got, Thorgal? Oh!
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
It would be so funny if it just wasn't, and the actual unwanted visitor was like a wild, like, you know, child? Oh, wait, what? What is this? What is happening? What are these orbs appearing around me? What is that all about? Who did that? Was that a Torgal thing? I actually don't know what that was. I didn't do it. Hello, you're doing a lot of very silly moves. It's making it very difficult for me to get close to you, so I'm gonna do this instead. This will just follow you, and I'll stand back at a distance, like a safe distance, and just continue to shoot you with spells. How do you feel about that? Get him pulled down, and then we can do this. Big punch. Yes! Massive punch! Perfect! Right into a staggering as well. This thing is a chump. This is an absolute chump of a creature. Right as they're about to come out of that, right as they're getting ready to get back on their feet, we're going to start charging this up. Beautiful. Boom, immediately into this. This is charged up and ready to go again. Beautiful, but it did not get us into the... Oh, well, there we go. Back into another stagger. Yeah, this is like a walk in the park. Can we just, like, do this? And then just about be done with the whole thing? I feel like the answer is yes. We are just about done with the whole thing. Hold on, we gotta do this. There we go, best attack. Interesting, so when you do that from the air, you don't get to charge it up. That's good to know. But that's alright, because you know what you can do. We need to stop trying to charge forward directly into oncoming attacks. Watch this. Boom, combination stomp. They never see it coming. Enemy slain. Best move in the game. Yeah. Come on, let's go. Get it off. Yeah, bloody hide. Who cares? It's not sharp fangs.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble.
Helena.
Indeed.
Dear Helena's VA.
Don't let us keep you.
You're a gem.
See that everything is
And I love your
transported
work.
safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Wait, how are we hauling this whole thing? What, that cart back there? This is a massive bit of ruin. We got the Eye of the Warrior, though. Increases strength tonic duration by 10 seconds. Alright, Torgal, do you reckon they're ready for us back in town? No, they're not. That's a shame. Okay, well, we'll head back to the hideaway then, and continue the adventure from there. I'm interested to see how this ship gets used in-game. Is it one of those things that we just are allegedly on, and it, like, you know, just cut to black and then cut to we're at whatever location we're supposed to be at? Is it going to be a story element, or is this actual, like, a practical thing that I can sail around in? I don't think they're going to let us control it, because based on everything that we've experienced with the game so far, it's not that kind of game. This is not the kind of game that lets you just go on big seafaring adventures and control a boat and have little mini games where you like run along on wooden platforms and try to dodge out of the way of things. This is not that type of game, unfortunately, which makes me believe that it's not going to be the type of game that allows us to control a boat in the ocean. We're just not going to have that much fun. Like a fishing mini game on a fishing trawler? Like, come on. How good would that be? My nose itches. I'm sorry.
Eleanor has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. The shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
You thought of it, you just didn't do it. You just waited for us to get back from our globe-trotting adventure, running an errand for you, so that we could go run another errand for you. Absolutely unbelievable. There's so many different individuals around here you could have gotten to do this for you. I'm not complaining. I'm happy to go do it. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't mistake me. Do you reckon it's faster going this way? I figure it probably is. I wish we could run a little bit quicker, but yeah, this is definitely the fastest route. I'm back, Tomes, and I have a question for you regarding a certain type of metal that we may or may not need for a thing.
Harpocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
It'd be funny if he just turned us down now. It's like, I'll have nothing to do with this.
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next?
I don't know, but whatever it is, we'll be running errands for it.
Around the edges.
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch.
We've done that.
I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends.
Where do we need to go?
Knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Are we going to send someone else out to get all this nonsense? Or are we going to get Gav to go on an adventure with us? Oh, we're getting the whole gang together here. Just the ladies. That's fine. Shouldn't Jill be resting? Isn't she about to turn to stone?
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Oh, no.
Can we count on your aid?
Always.
Oh, no.
Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands.
Oh, no. On the one hand, I want Jill to go with us. On the other hand, I want Jill to stay home and not turn into stone. Maybe we should ask Jill.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
Oh, they're not even like providing any assistance in the decision-making process.
So, Clive, have you made your decision?
Is this gonna have
Who will
like
accompany you on your little excursion?
Is this gonna have long-lasting impacts on the future of the game? Should we look it up? Wait a minute, hold on. I might actually look it up. Jill or Tari? It like immediately autofills. Oh, let's read. It has no real bearing on the overall story. Interesting. Well, if it has no real bearing on anything, then on the one hand, we're not going to have to worry about like changing the trajectory of our love life. But we also don't have to worry about Jill turning into stone. So we're going to go with Jill.
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible.
Feels like we're making a cake or
I would have thought
something.
the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
There's a cat. I was like, what is that horrific wailing? It's the cat. The cat probably wants to be let in. I will let the cat in here in a minute. Wait, what did he just tell us to do? I'm trying to figure out what the horrific wailing was. Where even is Northreach? Northreach! Well, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Lost Wing, so we're spending a lot of time over here in this region. sadly, I don't see any green marks indicating that we are going to be spending any time continuing that side quest that they kind of primed us on and got us real invested in, but they're not letting us continue with for the time being, and that's okay. What am I looking for here? I guess this individual right here, but also, what have you got for sale? Looks like you got something new. I mean, not really, and it doesn't look like you have anything great or better than what I've currently got. Although you do have the Breath of the Earth, which reduces Raging Fist cooldown by 3.5 seconds, and that could be useful, but not better than anything we've already got. Also, used in crafting what? What are we going to use meteorites for? And desert roses. We've yet to figure that out. A tattered slip of parchment. I mean, we could buy that. We have the resources. But I don't ever think about changing the song at the Hideaway. It never occurs to me. If it, you know what, they should, instead of selling like song choices, they should be selling upgrades to the hideout. That would be cool. I would buy those. Buy this, and someone will come to your hideaway and do a thing. Sounds good to me.
There's the hunt for ingredients.
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
Pepino eggs.
You look for the pepio nuts.
I was close.
And some garlic. I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
We are absolutely doing this man's shopping. We're just going grocery shopping for him. The actual ingredients he's already got. It's just going to be an exchange is what this is. I have the ingredients already. I just needed my cooking done, and I wasn't going to give you the ingredients for free anyway, so I thought instead of paying, you could just go get me some garlic.
Ah, yes.
See you later. What an interesting assortment he had there. We could also buy potions from him, which I kind of like. What does this guy sell? Because I don't think these guys are normally here. Yeah, we could also buy potions from him. I mean, honestly, though, we should. Now that I think about it, because we're low on potions anyway, so we might as well. I don't know if these are better or worse prices than what we would normally get. What, 200 each, 400 each? I think that's about normal. And then some pepio nuts.
That's everything.
What a response to me buying stuff from him. Was that him? I can't believe I finally tricked someone into buying those nuts. That was an interesting voice that I did not know that I could do, and I don't think I could do it again.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Here are the pepio nuts.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect.
There's some sort of like
now
resonance
all that
happening
remains is for Harpocrates to somehow
above
turn
my
all this
mouth.
into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
It feels weird. I don't like it.
But before we head back, would you walk with me a while?
Yes. This wasn't interesting. Oh, this wasn't mentioned on the website. Oh my gosh, a lake? Brother. Take the hand. Look into the eye.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
Maybe we should hold it between us and each eat slowly towards the center until
And
something
I saw some
funny
bread.
happens.
Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh,
You all right?
sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
hope so. Thank you, Clive.
Yes. Yes. And then it's just over.
Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
It was still a lovely moment. I think we definitely made the right choice there. I assume it doesn't actually have any broader impact on the story as a whole, but I think we made the right choice. Oh man, again, no side quests to be had. Are we gonna cross the continent at some point? Yes, because at some point we have to go destroy this. Speaking of, that's 2 crystals left. Yeah, there's only 2 left. It's weird that there's all this land up here and nary a crystal in sight for them. Bless. I wish that this was an open world that we could just go run around. I need to play 15. I feel like 15 is going to be more what I wanted this game to be. Just from like a world perspective. I don't know about the story or the mechanics. I mean, I barely remember the mechanics. I remember them being frustrating when I did the opening segment, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's go to the hideaway. We'll probably play through 15 together. I don't know if it'll be like this. We might just do a normal live stream series of it. I was thinking about changing these live streams anyway.
Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
We'll talk about that later, though. Ooh, do you have a song about my current adventure?
Lies still in harbor, her soul sails on the main. The breath of age is at her back, adventure in her veins.
You know what? We are doing something ship-related, so I'm going to say my man there, he's actually right on the mark with what's happening right now. I have adventures in my veins, too. I don't even mean in the game, just in real life. Every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, here's another adventure. I wish.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates.
Is the concern that she won't understand that there needs to be a lot of testing? Or is the concern that she just won't do it, and will just apply and will just run with it, and the whole thing sinks to the bottom of the ocean? Or some such nonsense. Also, we got some black blood there.
I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Well, the news. Is it good news? I suppose in a broad sense, yes. We managed to find something that she was looking for. Will she take it as good news, though? Considering that it's going to add like a more time to the timeline, and Mid seems like the kind of individual that is going to want to have this thing done and dusted. I don't know. She's got patience. She waited on this place to be built. But then again, she doesn't... We don't know her that well. We're going to have to go talk to her. Also, I keep calling her Midge, which could be like a fun little nickname for her. you know, for the folks that know her well. But her name is absolutely, unquestionably just Mid. M-I-D. Unless that's short for Midge, which might be short for, like, Midge Widgeon or something. I'm trying to figure out, like, what that could possibly... Maybe her name is, like, Mindalin. Medallion. It's spelled differently, but it could work. Midolphus. Midline. Sid just name his daughter Mid. As Sid, so is Mid. That could be all it is. It's the id family name has to carry down generation to generation. There's Bid, there's Kid, there's Did, bless his heart, Fid, Rid, Sid, obviously, but that like the second Sid because that's the S Sid. Zid. Bless the child named Zid. And then we just got Mid here.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
It's gonna take time though. We need to tell her that.
I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
Is that an actual black hammer? Is that a place? Is that a person? Is it a robot? Alien robot? Oh, it's just the blacksmith.
You know, when I got into the smithing game...
Just Blackthorn.
I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference.
That was an actual, like, good bit of characterization there with her expression change. Not that the game's been bad at that, it was real subtle and I liked it.
Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
These sound effects, though, the Foley artist was having a great time. Sometime later, that was either like a week or 2 months. Is this it? This is the thing?
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Bless.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's 1 down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Bless. I've never gotten to that point where I've needed a sling after all the work, but tell me, Mid, how's this all going to shape up? Want to come see Sid with me?
Nothing. Just daydreaming.
Wishing your dad were here to see what you did?
Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command.
But what does that
Sod our
mean?
plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Wait a minute.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Practically speaking, we told her that, and then potentially weeks have passed. You got to think about it. We've been traipsing all over the world to do this side quest. Or I guess this is the main quest, isn't it? This is Out of Shadow. So we've been going everywhere back and forth across the globe in order to get this thing built. And she's like, wait, didn't you 2 weeks ago? Like, we couldn't have done this in a matter of hours. I mean, and then the construction of that thing alone, it said sometime later. A lot has happened. And then she's like, didn't you say last month that you were going to go see Dad's grave? And we're like, yeah, you want to go?
All right, Clive. Asterix. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave.
I got news for you.
Now, though, eh?
That's
Not
true.
quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Is she really not going to come up the stairs and, like, surprise us? I sort of expected her to turn around and be like, no, actually, this is a moment. I'm turning things around. I'm actually going with you. No shot. Is this her?
Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Oh, okay, no.
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What might this be?
What tidings, Uncle?
My dear boy, my journey to Canva has been a resounding success. The friend I mentioned not only agreed to share the contents of his strongbox with us, but his considerable knowledge of the going-on in the Free Cities, by which I learned of the endeavors of a certain young friend of yours. Though I, for one, believe Miss Talamon's project to be quite a valiant enterprise, I doubt the Canvarian authorities will take kindly to the unauthorized use of their dockyards, no matter how deserted, and if rumor has already reached my friend, it may not be long before the guardsmasters are ripping at our door, or rapping even. Which is why I penned you this note. I would like to borrow your man Gav for a moon or two, that he might keep a watch on those who might mean our little fellowship ill and warn us of any impending attack. I trust that you will give this proposal your full consideration. Your loving uncle, Byron. Yeah, I see what you did there with the Enterprise, and I get it.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Don't
Lesson
be so
learned.
hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
In a sense, I suppose.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was very confused. I see what we need to do. We need to actually go to Sid's legacy. Because we started off here, and I saw the little green thing, and I was like, wait, but we can't go there. I see what we're doing now. We're going back to the old hideaway. Is what it appears as though we're doing. Which is an interesting place to bury Sid, all things considered. Sid's Legacy Central Store.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end.
The Phoenix literally dies and then rises from its own ashes. So I don't know. Are you playing with something here, game?
Not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
She does not look pleased to be here. She was dragged out here against her will.
What a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies.
Well, that's unfortunate. Is that like an ill tiding?
It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot.
I love these characters. They're all just—it's a great cast.
There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass, and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road.
He's still going.
That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Oh, okay then. I'll get me things, and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
I love this fella.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Are we all... Jill, you're going too? Gav,
Jill,
come on.
You're with me.
Is it a proper party?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Do other people know that we're the ones destroying these mother crystals? Do they think the mother crystals are just falling apart by themselves? Are we like putting that information out there that we're on the hunt for them? You'd think if yes, they would be doing more work to make sure that they are like properly well defended. In any case, we'll have to pose that question again next time. Till then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.